Hi everyone, it's Christina, and I'm going to share with you a journal that I have started. And I joined a group that Bona started on Facebook. She is Keep on Scrappin' on Facebook, and it's a group that she has created, and we are encouraged to use our scraps and use those scraps in a journal. And I'm using one of those composition books from the dollar store. And here's my scraps, an envelope full of scraps. And I think I have another envelope like this full of scraps. And I don't have too many because I don't like scraps, I guess. And yeah, I'd love to use them up. And here's my book, my composition book. I think this is my mind's eye paper that I used as the background. I had this flower. I think I got this flower either in a rack or in a swap, and it has finally come in handy. Used a doily that I inked with black soot, and I've got some sentiments here called Family, Memories, and Remember. And the back of my book, I don't know where I got this from. Again, been hanging around forever in my craft room. It's just really an old piece of thick paper, and I don't even know what it's about. But I liked it, and it's going on the back. So it went on the back. And so I'm going to open up the inside. I've only done maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 pages or something like that, but it's a start anyways. And so when I open it up, the first page I started was of my mom. For those of you who don't know, my mom passed away suddenly about 5 months ago. So it has been a rocky 5 months. There's good days, bad days, happy days, sad days, but I think I'm doing pretty good. And my mom was a seamstress, and a fabulous seamstress to boot. And so the inside cover is paper by, I think this is, I always forget, who is this paper by? October Afternoon. So I covered the inside cover with the afternoon paper, October Afternoon paper. Just loving it. Reminds me of my mom. And there's a pocket here in the corner, which who knows what I'll slip in there. So the first page is, this photograph here is my mom and I. And she passed away last September of 2011. And this picture my dad took of my mom and I guess around July. And she was, at that point, wearing her house coat pretty much every day. She didn't go out much anymore. My mom had Alzheimer's, and she was not severe Alzheimer's. She was maybe in around stage 3 or 4. And she loved, I'm an esthetician, and I always brought my arsenal of makeup to my mom's house, and I always loved doing a makeover for her, or doing her hair and then blow drying it for her. So I think I had just finished giving her a makeover here, and I just love it that I'm holding her hand here, and it's a sweet memory for me, and I just love this picture. And I think I'm going to, now that I said the word sweet, I think I'm going to put another little sentiment here, and I think it's going to say sweet. So I don't know what paper. I think this is my mind's eye paper in the background, and just use some sheet music in the background here. I put some tickets on here. One already says, "You Make Me Happy," and these 2 tickets are empty, and when the time comes, I'll know what to journal on these 2 empty ones. And this is a pocket as well. And my mom loved birdies. And I was an ATC swap last year, and I'm going to use this ATC. Isn't it just adorable? And I'm going to draw some lines on the back and be able to journal on the back, and then pop it in this pocket here, and that page will be all finished. The next 2 pages are not finished, but I love cutting words and letters out of magazines. So far I've got "I'm Canadian," "Thanks," and a birdie. And then this paper, this is 8.5/11 computer paper, and I like to make it look like parchment paper. And what I do is I just take one of those foil containers that you can get at the dollar store, big enough to fit an 8.5, 11 piece of paper, and I pour a bunch of balsamic vinegar in it, and then I take the sheet of paper and I just lay it in the foil tray and sort of take the tray and move it up and down and all around so the whole piece of paper is soaked by the balsamic vinegar. And I let that sit for at least 2 minutes, and then I pick the piece of paper up and let all the vinegar sort of drip off of it, and then I put it in a preheated oven, preheated to 200 degrees, and I don't lay the piece of paper right on the rack. I put it on a piece of foil paper, and I turn the timer on for 10 minutes, and then it ends up looking like this. So I have glued that down here, and who knows what's going to go there. These 2 pages are empty. These 2 pages, I can't remember what this paper line is called. I think it's Recollections. And the whole paper is sort of all done for you. So I'll be able to journal in here, put photographs in here. There it says family. And on this page, I cut out the butterflies. Be able to journal here, and then on this little flap I'm going to probably put photos in there. So I haven't done anything there, but at least it's all ready to go. And then the next 2 pages, of course, is of my mama again, and it's called, this 2-page spread is called So Many Memories, and I just cut some of that. Again, it's October Afternoon paper. And when I was in that ATC swap, I had made these little envelopes and put my ATC in here, so I'll be able to, again, put some neat things about my mom in here. And then here is the page I did. And when my parents, in 1980, they bought a new home, and the basement was unfinished. So this was part of the basement that was going to be my mom's sewing room. And my mom used to love wearing wigs. So there she is with her blonde wig, sitting on her sewing machine. And I've just distressed this paper in the background here and added some lace and some of the October Afternoon paper, and added this, the spool of thread and some scissors, and my mom loved buttons. And I put a ton of buttons there. So that's it so far. That's all I've done. There's a long way to go. I can't imagine doing all this. But it's a start. So anyhow, it's a fun group to belong in. And yeah, thanks for creating the Facebook page, because I'm really enjoying this, Bona. Thanks. Bye, everyone. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out.